Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia. Today is the day of 41, the summary. So we are doing the summary for day 41, 5th of April. Current time is actually 9 something in Ukraine. Let me check. Current time as per the recording is 9:35 a.m. Um, so we are on time to do a morning kind of report. So where should I start first? Okay, there's a report that the Russians had attacked Alexandrivka, but I don't really have much information. I believe this was from the Ukrainian source. I can't remember. I think so. So just take this with a pinch of salt. Not a lot has happened in the south. Moving on. Nothing much in Kharkiv except for missile strikes and artillery and things that happen daily. So it's like drinking water. So it's not worth talking about. And so the big news is actually the start of the Russian offensive from Izyum southward, and they have captured the village of Malakomi Shuvakha. I think I spelled this wrong. It's not Malay, it's Malakomi Shuvakha. And also they have captured the village, the contested village of Brzkivka, and they are currently fighting at Sulikivka. So despite this, there is actually still fighting for Brzkivka, and we can see that in terms of the landscape, it's actually on the hill. And there's a higher hill over here. There's also a hill over here. So this looks like a very strategic position, according to Russian sources. The Russian analysts, they say that they had been fighting here for a few days already, and the Russians finally captured this location. So this looks like a very important location, and this look like a hand. You see, there's 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, 5 fingers, and looks like a hand, right? Or these mountains or hills. So anyway, I digress. So so the long-awaited offensive after the regrouping and withdrawal from the north, has finally started. So let's see how far the Russian can push and at how fast. So given this report, it looks like my analysis or my guesswork seems to be rather accurate, that they're actually going for Bavinkov. So there is also saying that they're actually moving on 2 fronts. They are also moving towards Sloviansk, but I haven't really heard anything or seen anything regarding maybe Krasnopilia. So we can still assume that the current trajectory is still going for Bavinkov. I can see this region here is a major transport hub of this region. Capturing this town would mean this entire area can be captured, or at least controlled. So no traffic can actually go past around this region without taking Bavinkov. And that will actually force the Ukrainians to reinforce only through Pokrov, as well as the small roads that's leading to Kramatorsk. So this is a very important point to capture. And so moving on to the Luhansk Front. Fighting is still at Kremina. They're still trying to break in. Oh, something is wrong with this. Let's see. Never mind. So actually, I have actually adjusted this in this way. So the Rubizny is actually still very contested. Because I have seen one post from that it shows the Chechen forces is helping the Luhansk forces to clear out the city. They are fighting block by block, trying to clear the city, which means that previous report from the Russians that they have captured Rubizny actually is inaccurate. Because the Russians have this habit of saying that they captured a location, but they actually have not cleared up, and in other words, they haven't swept the entire location of enemy troops. So when they took Rubizny, maybe they go all the way to the southern edge, but actually there's still a lot of Ukrainian forces hiding within the buildings. So as a result, they continue to fight at Rubizny for a long time. This situation replicates itself in Popasna as well, where the Russians say that they have captured Popasna only for them to get stuck there for 2 weeks. So they are still stuck there. And of significance is that there is this chemical plant explosion, and it came, there's a huge red cloud or smoke, whatever you want to call it, going into the sky. And according to Russian analysts, they see this as a very highly concentrated acid, and they view this as a Ukrainian way to conduct chemical warfare. So based on DR analysis of the wind direction, the smoke is actually going to flow over to Hydria Shivka, and they are urging people to run away from the smoke, because the smoke is going to be very toxic. And however, many hours have passed. I haven't seen any reports from the Russian sources about the impact of the smoke. So let's see for the next 24 hours if anything comes up from that. However, the Ukrainians say that the explosion is caused by Russian artillery strike, the shelling from the Russian side causing this explosion. So the Russian says that it's a Ukrainian sabotage. They purposely bombed this this plant to create this chemical catastrophe. So no idea what is the truth. The Russian analysts make a lot out of this. So if you want to know more, you can check out the quick update that I've posted maybe 12 hours ago on this issue. Personally, I have no idea what to believe. I'm actually standing in the middle, despite I actually reported quite a bit on the pro-Russian position, because the Ukrainians didn't really say anything. So moving on, the Russians are continuing their attack on Severodonetsk with no updates. They are also fighting for Metolkin. Then they have surrounded Borivske from the east and the south. So basically, this is still the fight over here. There is fighting reported around Nizhny. This is from the Ukrainian government source, the operational information. So they listed a lot of locations that the Russians are attacking. So according to the latest update from the Russian side, they are currently fighting on the eastern outskirts of Novotoshivke. Yeah, I actually pronounced it correctly. Okay, surprised. So the pimple continues to be Popasna. They are still acneing along. There's fighting at Troitsky. There's also reported fighting at Kalinov. But this from the Ukrainian sources. I'm not sure to believe or not to believe, because the front line is here. So, but who knows, because this is a very huge territory, because even this gap, this is a 5 kilometers gap, they could just go through the center and then attack Kalinov around here to force some pullback of the Russian forces from the front. That is also highly possible. And moving on to further south to the Donetsk Front. Previously, the Russians have captured Novobakhmutivka, but according to the Ukrainians, they are still fighting around this region. They are also fighting still at Novoselivka, at Krasnohorivka, as well as Kamyanka. There is not really much information coming out from this area. I think the defenses are too strong on the Ukrainian side here. There's really isn't much information coming out from this region. You can just imagine, you see, this kind of region, this kind of terrain that they have to fight in is definitely not easy. It's not World War II, where the tanks can just rush through, in a blitzkrieg format. You can't. Modern warfare, the tank roll half a kilometers and you'll be destroyed by a anti-tank missile. So it's basically more like a World War I situation, where every kilometers captured takes a lot of effort. So moving on to this front, there's no news regarding any progress. This entire formation of defenses seems to hold. The last reported is the Ukrainian 54 separate mechanized brigade. But of course, from what I've seen, these numbers tend to keep changing. The units tend to keep rotating, and not sure who are they. So that's why I also do not cover units. So the after the last information that we had of the Russians making some move on Blahodatny as well as Selivka, Novosilka, no news have come out of it, which means the Ukrainian defenses held pretty well. Moving on to Mariupol, you can, if you haven't seen the Mariupol quick update, the rather famous, by now famous, Patrick Lancaster, if I'm not wrong, this name, yeah, Patrick Lancaster, he kind of came to the middle to this just off the drama center, actually shoot a footage over here, a report over here, and as according to what we always do, 2 kilometers radius from the journalist is usually safe. That means it's largely captured by the Russian side forces. So this also corroborated the information that the Ukrainian forces within Mariupol has been split up into different pockets. So there's one, and this pocket at the south at the port seems to be the one that, according to one of the members in the community, it seems to be the one where the Ukrainian forces actually surrendered en masse. Around 200 over soldiers have surrendered around here. So this seems to be the location of the surrender. There is still stronghold at Azovstal because they are in the basement. There are some rumors that Illich is definitely still under Ukrainian control. According to some maps that I saw, they are still fighting around this region, which means that this mapping that I have done seems to be still accurate. And there's no much information around here. So if you put it in this way, there's actually 4 different pockets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they are actually still linked and able to communicate through this region. However, of course, this is just speculation. I don't think they actually talk to each other anymore. So, and on top, this was of course covered in the quick update, but there's actually new news from the Russian Defense Ministry. They say that on the morning of April the 5th, there is another attempt to evacuate people from Mariupol. Two Ukrainian Mi-8 fly from along the sea, and they try to enter Mariupol. In their own words, they said that they are attempting to break through to the city from the sea, and then they got shot down by man-portable anti-aircraft missile system. And basically, because man-portable aircraft, man-portable, basically man-pads, have around 5-kilometer range. So that's why I put it around here. So I believe this is where they were flying. They try not to go over land because there's a lot of Donetsk forces around there, and they are still in range and got shot down. So not sure which places exactly they are going for. This is actually a very suicidal attempt to try to evacuate people, because this is a heavily, I mean, the front line is so far away, you see. So this is a heavily militarized region, and going into this region is actually almost like a suicide mission. There is some speculation about the reason why they are trying so hard to evacuate people from Mariupol on the Ukrainian side. The most plausible and also the most popular logic for this evacuation was that there are a lot of foreign military advisors in Mariupol with the Ukrainian forces, including French and I think Americans and German, and not exactly sure what is the composition. There's also a rumor that a American major general, I think, his rank, or lieutenant general, he got captured. There's a rumor, that this is not a fact. This is just a rumor that he was captured by the Russian forces. However, I haven't seen anything about that. in the Russian sources. Also, there's of course, no official confirmation about that as well. I believe if this is true, maybe the Russians may have already made noise. However, that the rumors is that that particular guy is actually one of the foreign advisors within the Ukrainian forces around here. No other news about that. So we will definitely take note about all these alleged foreign advisors, military advisors inside here. There is also there's Russian sources showing a blue color beret that was allegedly Foreign Legion, used by the Foreign Legion, and then somehow you also have a German company that produced it, and then after that another Russian analyst just kind of debunked it and said that all this kind of thing can be bought easily, and it doesn't make sense. So it doesn't matter. So I just want to share with you that I actually saw that, so that you don't need to drop it in the comments regarding it, because I don't think it's significant unless they actually killed or captured someone of a foreign identity. So moving on to okay, there's no way else to move on. Okay, so I want to touch on Transnistria. The Ukrainians have made a lot of noise about Transnistria mobilizing and whatnot. So a few days has passed, nothing had happened. So it's another misinformation, I guess. So this is the general picture for the summary of day 41, and I highly recommend you to check out the the description below, in the where you can actually get access, get the links to all the different social media that DPA have. All the social media actually performs different tasks. For example, if you go to the Telegram channel, you can actually see some of the sources that I see. I think whatever I think is interesting or relevant, I may share it there. I do not necessarily share everything, but you know, you will have a sense of, you know, some of the things that I see, and you can do some chatting over there, but I don't think it's a very conducive place for discussions. You can check out the Discord. That's where the main discussion, where the main community is. And you get, if you are the Reddit kind of guy, you can also go to the Reddit. It's very quiet in the DPA Reddit now. It's only me posting things. So let's see whether it continue to have any relevance. Let's do it for a few months and see. And of course we have Patreon for the hardcore supporters of my work. You can actually contribute your hard-earned money to me, so that it can become hard-earned money for me, so then I can do more of this kind of report, and not just on Ukraine, but for the rest of the world. So tentatively, my resources is very limited, so that's why predominantly I'm still covering on Ukraine. I try to touch a bit on other things, but I have limited time to actually do reading. So this is the limitation like I currently have, but I'm engaging in very awesome conversations with a lot of the of you guys, in the community within the Discord, as well as some private chat with with a few of you, and it's really awesome. And I do encourage you to join the community if you're a logical, rational guy which do not get brainwashed easily by the mainstream media like a sheep. Yeah, I would highly recommend you to join the community. I think you'll enjoy yourself in the Defense Politics Asia Discord. So I talk too much, and I'll see you in the next update.